you've actually got nothing if you haven't got good contact. We're going to get into aim, we're going to get into direction, but if you don't hit the ball solidly, you've got nothing, and you know that as a tour pro. You've got to contact it correctly.
It's the best feeling. So hitting it in the middle of the club face is super important. So we're going to start with that.
Well, we are. Now, I've taught in 18 different countries, not all of them English-speaking countries.
Okay.
So you have to get creative. And so we're going to go over here, a bit like King Tut's tomb this is. We've got some hieroglyphics I've drawn. So no matter whether I was in Japan or the Philippines or wherever it might be, anybody could understand this. I call it lead, lag, and long. Those are going to be the 3 downswing keys to make really solid contact. Now the backswing, there's lots of ways you can do it. You know, Ryan Moore, Jim Furyk, and then Brandon de Jong on the inside. Lots of different ways. But on the way down, the ones who make solid contact, they lead, they lag, they are long. They lead with the legs, they lag with the club, they're long through the ball. Get those pictures firmly entrenched in your mind, golfers. And Sarah Brown, let's go over here and get them firmly entrenched into your golf swing.
Agreed.
So by no means am I saying the backswing is irrelevant, far from it. But I am saying it's lead, it's lag, and it's long. So let's talk about the lead. Let's say you've made a nice backswing.
I love that,
you
Martin,
have.
because I am a very visual person, and so just looking at that right now, before you even start talking about it, I have an understanding of what we're about to do.
Well, I did it
awesome.
for you.
Thank you.
And Palmer.
Welcome back.
Now go to the top for me.
Okay.
And let's talk about the lead. Well, let's talk about the mistake I see. Just stay there. I've taught golfers in those 18 countries, all standards, and most people who don't play the game the way they like, they are too still with the legs for too long, and they move the club too early. They throw the club, they catch the club, they spin the shoulders. They don't start the downswing with the lower body. They don't lead with the lower body. Now, there's lots of thoughts you could use, but this is my favorite, without a doubt, used by Mo Norman and Jack Nicklaus, so pretty good info there. Having gone to the top, and we'll give anybody the benefit of the doubt and say you've got there fairly well, but if you look at my trail foot here, Sarah, it's going to be my right foot. As I start down, the ignition for my downswing is to feel that I roll onto the instep of my trail foot. I'm deliberately trying to lift up the outside of my trail foot. I roll onto the instep. The great Mo Norman, the Canadian, what a great ball striker, he used to talk about trying to get the ankle bone to touch the ground. Now, of course, you can't actually do it. But if you're looking for one thought to make the lower body lead, one thought, it would be roll on the right instep or the trail instep coming down. That will give you the lead with the legs. So a couple of practice swings. I want you to lead with the legs, and you can do that by focusing on rolling onto the trail instep. It gets the weight forward, it gets the hips turning, does a lot of stuff with one single thought. So I want you to roll onto the instep of that trail foot. Well, that was very solid. It wasn't quite online. We will get to that, but it was very, very solid. It was hit well, and that's part of the approach shot, because if you don't get them the right distance, you've got nothing. Now, the second one is lag. So let's trade places, because I know it's your back, but you don't get to hit them all today, you know.
Okay.
I get to hit some. So the second one, lag. What do you want to lag? You want to lag the head of the club in the initial stages of that downswing. Now, you don't lag it indefinitely, but you want to lead, and you want to lag that club to about here. Now, if I said to most people, which end of the club do you swing? They look at me as if I've just landed from Mars and I've got 3 heads. But there's a grip end of the club. Got my nice wind grip here. There's a grip end of the club. There's a head end of the club. And most people get the wrong end of the stick. Literally, they get the wrong end of the stick. They're swinging the head of the club as if they were swatting a fly out here somewhere. I hate even watching myself do that. It's horrible. So I like people to swing the grip from the top. And a really good drill, you can do this on the golf course, it's well within the rules, would be to go down the shaft and putting the first par with it, rolling onto the lead instep, the trail instep, sorry. Think of taking the grip to the ball, taking the grip to the golf ball. I actually teach a doctor in Palm Beach at the club at Ibis, and he was influenced by the great Sevi Ballesteros, and he would say, El Doctore, grip to the ball, grip to the ball. And it stuck with me, and it's really made a difference to Dr. Federman, to just get the grip going at the ball. So we've got some lead ball in the initial stages of my downswing. So it's grip to the ball coming down. And that seems not too bad.
Pretty straight, pretty solid grip to the ball.
It was very straight. Actually, just went a bit too far.
Yeah.
Now, the last one, if we look at the hieroglyphics, could be an Egyptian tomb. We've got lead. We've got lag. Now, you need to get long. It isn't just that we want the ball to go long. You need to be long with the arms and long with the club through the ball. If there's a place in the forward swing, let's have you back and hit one. If there's a place in the forward swing that tells the story of what happened at impact, it's when the shaft is about parallel to the ground. So put both hands on the club. When the shaft is about parallel to the ground here, you can tell so much about what happened at impact. Now, I want that part of the swing to be so long. I want you to feel that you are actually going to take your, if I take your club away from you, you're going to take your trail hand, your right hand, and you are going to touch the flagstick. That's what it feels like. So go back into what would be reach. There's the right word, Sarah Brad. Put this one out of the way. So take your right hand, mimic a backswing, roll on that instep, reach. And as you reach, the right arm the trail arm is very straight, the trail shoulder's gone through, that carries you through. I promise you, if you lead, if you lag, and you're long, you're going to make the contact that gives the opportunity to stick those approach shots. So lead, lag, and long, lead, lag, and long, didn't say that properly, lead, lag, and long, and a real stretch. I know you couldn't do it, but I want you trying to get your club head to hit this net. I know you can't do it, but try and do it anyway. So it'll feel so long, so stretched through the golf ball. Lead, lag, and long. And that was hit absolutely beautifully. That's going to leave you probably seven or 8 feet to the target. How did that feel?
Aim, I guess. That was solid. I need to work a little bit on my aim then.
Well, we're going